Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this opportunity, I would like to share the study that I have done in this Profunedu seminar. The title of my study is the use of corpus in preparing English instructional material for primary education department. Well, I start from the map of the study. First, introduction, the second one is a method, and then result, and the next one is a discussion. The next one is a conclusion. Well, in the introduction, I would like to read first. Considering language has its own social function, it is importance of mastering authentic expression of English based on corpora. Authentic expression means expressions created by speakers of English for various purposes according to the function of English. This is cited from Pleskis et al. 2019. And then, such expressions have been compiled as corpora from which teacher can find out how frequent words and expressions are used and in what pattern of expression. The benefit of applying corpora are that corpora provided an authentic usage feature of language and its application daily on language learning. Besides, it supports the effective language learning since students will be engaged with the original expression of language. This is cited from Kotter, Myanga, which is cited in Fauzi 2018. And then corpora is the guidance of the problem in language learning, the use of patterns of idioms, for example, in order to give real context of language. Next, corpus research deals with language competence and corpus software. Corpora research is needed for the development of language teaching and learning, since by applying research on corpora, the learner's major weakness and areas for improvement and error identified frequently made by the learner could be monitored. Next, considering the possible benefit of corpora, it must be taken into account when we, teachers or lecturers, design an instructional decision. However, reality tells that students, or what I mean is the teachers or lecturers, hardly know about the corpus aspects, such as word frequency and collocation and idioms, and they hardly make use of them in their teaching. Probably they have not utilized English corpora because they hardly know them. That's why this article aims at elaborating vocabulary, terminology, and grammar that are often and commonly used in the field of education, especially in the field of professional development for teachers. Well, now we come to the method. The method used in this study is a mixed method, where at the beginning of the research, the method used is a quantitative method, which functions to obtain the data to be studied, and in the analysis process using qualitative method. In the early stages, quantitative methods were used to obtain quantitative data, which were carried out with the help of the concordance software. So, in this study, the unconc software is applied. Next, there are several procedures that I have going through. I am going through to study. More or less, it consists of 4 steps. The first, the articles on teachers' professional development in PDF format is converted into plain text so that it can be processed by Uncont. Through the frequency feature on this device, a list of all the words used in the book is generated based on the frequency of their occurrence, starting from the most common to the one that appears only once. The list generated by the software is often sorted in reduction process to separate meaningful words and other words, such as abbreviation, syllable, pieces, or numbers. Next, the meaningful words. The meaningful words are classified into their respective word classes according to their function in the sentence. After obtaining the selected data, then words are then analyzed qualitatively to find out the linguistic features attached to each word class to then draw conclusion. This is several steps or stages that I have been passing through. Okay, and this is the results. After the articles are input in the Ancon software, we got several results. As it has been mentioned in the method, the study conducts several steps of word processing into Corpus software machine. After passing through the several steps, the words provided in the words list can be analyzed further. It can be categorized into word list example, data reduction, concordances, and cluster analysis. Well, this is the word list example that we have got from the Ancon software. Well, word types di sini indicate the individual word type used in these articles. Number of words used is as many as 3,010 words, which will then be reduced, classified, and analyzed. Meanwhile, the word total is the total number of words in the articles, included repeated words, or the total of all words as a result of the accumulation of a frequency of each word. Therefore, the article of teacher's professional development contains a total of 23,208 words. And this is the data reduction. This is the table of words that we've got. At this stage, the researchers focuses on the data collected. Data collected in the form of a list of words based on the frequency of their subsequent occurrences, sorted in the reduction process to separate meaningful words and other words such as abbreviation, syllable, pieces, or numbers. Next, concordances. From the figure here, we can see the concordances. Although it's not clear, however, in the article, we can read it clearly. And I would like to try to give the meaning of these concordances. Concordances lines are usually scanned vertically at the first glance, that is, look at up or down the general pattern along the line of the note word or phrase. Concordance lines describe the lexicogrammatical patterns which occur before and or after the note word. Next, cluster analysis. Cluster analysis shows the analysis of how language systematically clustered into combination of words or chunks. And now we come to the discussion. The discussion of this study will be based on the finding written previously, such as the following successive steps. The first is the processing concordances. The second one is calculating the absolute frequency. The third one is the analyzing the left and right balance, and the modeling cluster to build cognitive semantic profile for the last one. Well, we start from the first one, processing concordances. From the Ancon processing software, it is found that the article on teacher professionals development contains a total of 23,200 words and 3,010 word types. Word types indicate the individual word type used in this article. Concordance lines describe the lexicogrammatical patterns which occur before and or after the note word. The most frequent function word is the word professional, which is 489 words. From the concordances line, it is described that left screen sorting seems to produce the most visible and productive patternings in professional tend to be phrase, clause, or sentence final. Next, calculating the absolute frequency. As it has been stated above from the unfound processing software, it is found that the article on teachers' professional development contains a total of 23 and 208 words and the 3,010 word type. Word type indicate the individual word type used in this article. Concordance lines describe the lexicographical patterns which occur before and or after the node word. While the most frequent function is the word professional, which is for 189 words, the most frequent word is the which is 169. This word followed by of and into, which are like as the follows sequentially. Next, analyzing the left and right balance. From the concordances line, it is described that left screen sorting seems to produce the most visible and productive patternings in professional sense to be phrase clause or sentence final, while left screen sorting patterning of the word professional tend to be phrase clause or sentence right. Screen reveal that professional is followed by noun, conjunction, and prepositions such as in, of, and from. Besides, the position in a sentence are subject and object. Number 4, modeling cluster to build cognitive semantic profiles. Cluster analysis show the analysis of how language systematically cluster into combination of words or chunks. From the cluster analysis, it is found 679 words cluster of professional words. The cluster revealed from the software is to build cognitive semantic profile in the instructional material that will be prepared. Next, conclusion. As we have been learned from the study of this corpus, we can conclude that a corpus is a collection of text, written or spoken, which is stored in a computer. Corpus could be considered as method in language research and as a linguistic discipline. As a method in language research, corpus linguistic highlights on the series of data collection by conducting clarification, providing repository, and doing investigation, which has range depending on the type of the corpus. It is its purpose, specific objective, and the scope. From the linguistic discipline, corpus linguistic is considered as a method to the study of the language, which focuses on the analysis of authentic samples of language use. This authentic sample of language refers to its authentic expression within its social function. That's all about my study. Thank you, and I think it's enough.